Hello and welcome to a new video, guys. Modern Warfare 3 Infected is finally here. Well, it's called Infectious Holidays, but you know, it's the same. So in today's video, I'll show you every best spot to nuke in Infected. There's a total of 18 maps in the mod, and I sorted them by alphabetical order, but you can always go in the description or below the video, there's a timestamp for the map you want to check. For each map, I'll show you a mini-map with the placement of the spot on it, plus the sort of level of difficulty, and I'll always try to put the team spot first and then the solo spot that you can achieve. Keep in mind that the video was recorded before the mod came out, so most of those spots might be wrong, might not work as I think they should. So it might not work, but I'll always do a V2 of the video once I'll play enough of the mod. So yeah, most spots should work, but I'm not 100% sure. Also, if you'd love to see more infected content, please subscribe because I will release way more videos, way more in-depth video of like everything you can do as a survivor, everything you can do as an infected, all the rotation possible, all the hiding spot, everything. So yeah, please subscribe and let's get into the first map. Okay, so for the first Afghan team spot, you have the bunker, which seems to be a very good spot, knowing that on that side you have a very straight line of sight. On the other side, you have another point of entry plus the little windows of the bunker, which doesn't seem to be that easy to get through a knife from, but be aware infected can come through them. For the second spot, you have that open area, which seems to be good because it goes far back, you are covered on the side, and it seems to be one of the second best spot of the map, at least for a team. Now for the only solo spot that I found on the map, which seems to be extremely good, you have the wing of the plane where you can go super far back and hide behind a shield or something to back if you have 200 HP. And you only have to cover the left side, sort of, and forward. The right side is covered and it's a bit lower, so they cannot twin you easily. But this spot seems to be one of the strongest one to play solo. For the first team spot, you have that little bridge thing where there's only 2 points of entry, which are the stairs. It's a bit open, but you have all those covers on the side where you can hide behind trying to dodge the throwing knife. And once again, because it's like above the ground, it's such a good spot. For the second spot, you have that big open area in a corner, which is what you want to try to go for. The only little bad spot is that left side with the containers, but if you have 1 or 2 people covering that and not dying with like a little head glitch, you should be able to nuke fairly easily on this spot, and the only real threat are like the long throwing knife. This third spot seems a bit harder because it's on the roof and it's once again very open to throwing knives. You don't have anything to cover basically. There's like a ton of point of entry on every side, but once again it's like above ground, so it's like a nice spot, but it feels like one of the hardest one to easily get a nuke. The only solo spot I found on this map is this spot, which seems to be super hard. The only way I think it can work, or like you getting 20 something kills out of that, is if you have a shotgun or like a good shotgun. It can always be a little spot if you want to stay there as solo before rotating back further away, but I don't think it can work as like a 0 to 30 spot easily. Okay, that first spot seems to be good for a team, but I feel like you need to have very good players or players that like don't miss and know what they're doing. Because I feel like if you play with like sort of bad players and such, you'll get overrun so fast. So I don't think it will be the best or like easiest spot to go for, but it might work. This spot though is way easier. You are on the roof, on a very big flat roof. It's like one of the best spots you can go for. But it's a team spot because you have a bit too much point of entry to be able to fight off every infected by yourself. So I still feel like it's a good team spot. You can go solo there, but only temporary, and not like stay your whole game solo there. Okay, so for this solo spot, I am not even sure if that will work. You can bounce the throwing knife and such. It's the only little hold space that I could find for a solo player, but I don't think it will work. Favela unfortunately feels like there's no real safe or like good spot to play on as a team and as a solo. The only good one I think, or like The only one I think is this rooftop, which will still be very hard with all the other rooftop in front of you. I think Favela will be a map to rotate as a solo with 200 HP at the end. I do not think you'll get that much nuke as a team on Favela. Chris also unfortunately doesn't have that much good spot. You have this spot in that restaurant which is like two-way in. Doesn't seem to be any way to throw a knife from around, so you just have to check those two doors, which is not a lot, but it's still a very small area, so it will still be hard. This second spot is basically the same thing on the other side of the map. 2 entry points. The left side is a bit easier to hold than the right side, so there could be a few people out, but once again, like, very hard spot to handle, but you know, you might try. And also there's no like solo spot that you can survive on, but with how the map was made, the layout makes it, I think, easier to rotate, so you might try to rotate as solo. Okay, so I know that on this map you might know the strongest spot, but I'll still show some of them to get some variety. This spot might seem good to hold. You can see that super long hallway. They can go in front of you on the left, but you know, just a few people can handle that if you have a good weapon. So yeah. Okay, so the next three spots are going to technically work as a team and solo at the same time. So for this one, you need to do a bit of parkour as you saw, and then you'll end up on this little walkway, which seems to be nice. Not the best, because you can still get throwing knife from inside and the sides. But there's one point of entry, so like, as long as they don't have a throwing knife, you should be super fine, even as a solo. I even think that solo might be better for the 200 HP. Also be aware of those canisters. Blow them up at the start to not die like me. If you feel like you want a harder challenge, you can also try the crane. It's possible, but it's super open and you don't have anywhere to go if you get swarmed. That's a bit of the issue. And I don't really know about this spot. Seems to be like you'll get throwing knifed super easily. Okay, so now for the joke of the spot that all of you thought when you saw Highrise, the fucking rooftop. I don't know what to say. It's, as a solo, as a team, super easy. I feel like this spot will cause a ton of game to end with time, and I'm serious saying that. I feel like 75% of the game will end because of time, because of everybody being there and no one dying. Make sure you blow up the big tank to not die, but yeah, enjoy your free nuke, I guess. Invasion is one of those maps that doesn't have anything to offer as like safe spots. So I don't, this bridge might be good because once again, straight path, only one way to come from. Those trucks though are more annoying than you think. Sure, you have covers for throwing knives, but the infected can sneak super close to you, so be careful of that. But yeah, once again, I feel like Invasion will be a rotating map or like a solo map rather than like a good one for tons of spots. I don't know why, but I want to trust this spot and I want to feel like this spot might be super good as long as you have competent teammates. You only have to cover that left stairs, that right side when they can come up, and behind, because they can go behind you with the stairs. But once again, like, if you have competent teammates that can watch in front while you watch the back, or like vice versa, it might be a very good spot. You can even go like back in that corner as a sort of like safe place for the last few kills. I'll be honest, that spot looks curved and it does work as a solo and as a team. I feel like it will be better as a solo, but if you play with a very good shotgun or solo, it might be a very fucking good spot. But I think it will only work with shotguns or solo with shotguns also. Okay, and let's not fool ourselves. Meat is such a tiny map that I don't even think it will be possible to nuke. I'm sure eventually someone will get a nuke, you know, a lucky nuke or something, or like a team that plays super well and defend well and like there's only a few infected. Sure, but no, let's be honest, except that spot, nothing else is safe. Even as a solo rotating, there's no fucking way. Okay, so for the first quarry spot, you have this spot with that long conveyor belt, which is a very, very easy spot to survive on. If you have teammate that can cover your back, it's just laser field. You can even go on like the little side to be a little safer. But as long as you have people on that corner covering you, you can laser people. And yeah, that seems to be a okay spot. I don't think it's the best, but it's an okay spot either way. Okay, so I'm sure that you know about this spot also. I want to believe that it's an easy spot that people will survive on, especially on those sides you have like the little rails that prevent you from getting thrown knife. But I don't know, I'm convinced people will die super easily while being there. I think the easiest spot is to lay down on in that middle to cover the ladder, that faraway ladder, while someone else is covering that close ladder. But I don't know, feels like an easy spot, but I'm sure people will die so easily. This next one, once again, is not insane, but it seems to be a very good one if you have a few teammates that, once again, know how to shoot and know how to cover. 2 point of entry, 1 ladder, 1 stairs. You can go super far back and hide behind things. So I feel like this spot might be even better than the big ladder one. I'm not sure though, but it might be good. Okay, so now for the only solo spot I could find, you can climb on top of that big ladder, but it might be super hard to survive. I feel like you'd have to have 200 HP and dodge every time and have a shotgun. Like you have to dodge the throwing knives, like constantly go left and right and maybe place a shield to hide behind it and try to shotgun people that climb up. I think that's the only way. But yeah, either way, it doesn't seem like the best spot. Okay, so out of all the corners that you can go inside this map, I feel like this one is the safest in a way. Because not far away from it, you have another sort of corner like that, but it feels way less safer. So I feel like this spot might be the best one as a team if you want to stay outside. But yeah, other than that, not insane either way. Okay, so the next two spots are working as a team and as solo once again if you have 200 HP, and they are super similar. It's literally a ladder leading to a room that you cannot go in any other way. The first one that I'm showing you is the weakest one, I feel like, because the balcony thing is super open to throw knives, so I don't feel like it's very good. As a solo it might be better, but not as a team. It might be a bit weaker as a team, but this other one is way better as a team and even as solo, I think. Both of them you can run out from with the windows, but yeah, those one might seem to be good spots. Okay, so if you're watching this part of the video, please comment like something like Rust or anything, because there's no way you need an explanation. But yeah, as you maybe not know, yeah, you go on top of Rust, that's it. Yes, one of the easiest map, a bit harder because you don't have the shield anymore, you know, you cannot ladder block anymore, but you know, that's not that bad. But yeah, super hard to do, so yeah. Okay, so our next two spots do work as solo and as a team. Once again, you have basically one of the easiest spots next to Rust to nuke. At least before on Modern Warfare 2019, it got a bit nerfed because of the windows. It's like way more open to get thrown knifed. You can still block the windows with shields, and I think people will do that a lot, blocking windows with shields. But it's still one of the easiest spots. A good shotgun or like a good AR or a good SMG, and you can easily nuke as long as you move and you don't get thrown knifed. Okay, so that second spot is a bit / way harder to nuke from, and I feel like it's a better spot if you already got some kills on the early game, like 10 something kills, and you go there to be a bit safer for the end game and try to get like the last remaining kills, the last like 15-20 kills for your nuke. Even 20 is a bit hard if you have too many people. But yeah, it's still a good spot, but way harder. Skidrow, unfortunately, is another map that doesn't have much to offer. I feel like it will be mostly a map to rotate on. Like the big middle building will be so nice to get nice rotation with. But yeah, except that little spot, I don't think any other spot might be safe / good to play with. So yeah, not a team map, mostly a solo rotating map. The base suffer from the same treatment as Skidrow and some other maps, where it's like not a team map, not a good camping spot map, but you have this spot, maybe once again, maybe. But yeah, once again, Subbase 2 will be a map that you'll enjoy rotating on. Even the infamous terminal suffer from like lack of good spots. It's not 2011 anymore, the wing spot isn't as good anymore, so yeah, I guess the beeper spot, even if it's way worse, might break, but once again, I don't think so. I don't think you'll be able to get that much easy game on terminal. Maybe while rotating though. Okay, so for the first underpass spot, I feel like those rooftop might work because you can jump on that box or like that roof and you can climb the ladder, but it's on the same way, right? So if you go on the back roofs and you keep moving and you keep trying to dodge the throwing knife, you can essentially just look one direction to shoot people and you just have to try to dodge throwing knives. This spot though looks like a very strong one. That's like a very nice corner, only technically one way. There's like the door on the left and the right side, but you have to look one way, right? Seems like a very good spot, and I'm sure people will get a very nice game there. Okay, so now for a solo spot. Wow, we don't see them often. I feel like this spot will not work as a team. It will work as like you get throwing knifed, you have to dodge them, you have to get lucky to dodge them, and you have the eventual like expected climbing up, getting either the claymore or like a shotgun, and you just have to run and pray that you'll survive. I think that spot might be like a very hard one solo, but maybe will work. And to finish the list, we have Wasteland. I'll be honest, I think every corner of the map is a spot. I mean, the top right and bottom left are like the best one, but you can basically go anywhere and it might work. So my only tip will be follow the team, follow where you can see most people. There's nothing else. Like, there's no way you can do it as a solo. Just follow your team, and I feel like that's it. But yeah, there you have it. Every technical best spot for all the 18 maps present in Modern Warfare 3 Infectious Holiday or like Infected. Once again, the mod drops tomorrow for me. When you watch the video, I haven't tried every spot by myself. I haven't got used to the mod on this game, on those maps. So most spots might be wrong. Some spots might not work. Some spots might work, and I did not include them in the videos. Once again, it's my own opinion. I might change. I might do another version of the map once I'm used to playing Infected on the maps. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you want, you can subscribe. I will release a shit ton of Infected tutorial very soon. Once I'm a bit used to the mod. So yeah, don't miss on that. If you like the video, press like, and yeah, I hope I'll see you in the next one.